Hello everybody, and thank you for watching this video. I hope that you are going to enjoy it. Today we're going to be taking a look at my Flyfish Rc 55. The 55 stands for 5.5 inch frame, so this is a 5.5 inch drone, which is a very strange size because it is stuck between a 6-inch and a 5-inch drone. Now, as far as long range go, it's not as good as a 6-inch. I would say it is still better than a 5-inch. And as far as freestyle go, it is not as good as a 5-inch, but it is definitely better than a 6-inch drone. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going over all the different components I use for this build, and later on we're gonna take it out for a spin. Actually, I already flown it. I'm just gonna do a voiceover of the flight that I did earlier in the day because it is nighttime already here. So let's get started. Let's start with the props. The props I have on this build are the HQ V2 props. Those are 5.5 by 3.5 by 3. Next, the motor I'm using are the one from APV Circle. Those are the 25mm motors, 1870 kV, 6S rated. As far as the stack go, we are using a FedTech stack. I got the G4 flight controller running the Alpha firmware, and for the ESC, I'm using the whole FedTech ESC. This is the 45 amp 6S rated ESC. Now let's talk about the VTX. It's in the back, you can barely see it. That is the Worksnell Avatar V2. And that is the one that comes with the dual antenna. I already posted a video about this VTX, and I have to say it is a pretty good VTX as far as penetration go. I'm putting it pretty close to the DJI-03. And for the camera, I got the Worksnell Pro camera. This is the one that comes with the gyro. And of course, as far as receiver go, I'm using an Express LRS receiver. This is the EP1. You cannot see it, it is in there, and I have the antenna sticking out in the back. Well folks, so before we jump into the flight footage, I want to show you the way the drone was when I flown it. This is the weight of the drone. I do have the GoPro on it. I usually don't fly with GoPro, but today I just felt like, using the GoPro. And the battery I have on top is a Ovonic 1200 milliamp hour 120C battery. Those are pretty good battery. They are pretty cheap. Well guys, so a couple of things I have to say about this video. First of all, I use my GoPro to record this footage. I don't usually fly my drone with GoPros because I just don't like the extra weight, but this is a 5.5, so has no issue dealing with the extra weight. And also I had a ND filter on this footage, and I think I picked the wrong ND filter. I think that was an ND32. And you may see that was late in the evening, so I really didn't need to use an ND32. Maybe an ND4 or ND8 was going to be better. So what I end up doing, I end up making the image a little brighter so you guys can actually see where I'm flying. For some reason my GoPro was set up on 4:3, so I had to stretch the image to make it a 16:9. If you look on the left corner, you can actually see the prop on the GoPro. Now, if I had my GoPro set up on 16:9, you actually will not be seeing the props. I'm just saying that because I know some people don't like to have props on the GoPro. Now, if you're looking from the FPV camera, the props are right in the middle of your field of view, and that is simply because this is a True X. As far as the flight characteristics go, this thing's flying great. I have, as I say, FedTech running Alpha firmware, and I have the stock Alpha firmware tune. I didn't have to do anything as far as tuning goes. The only thing I did was change the rate to put it to the rate I like to fly. But except for that, the drone flying pretty good. Very little to no prop wash on this drone, even with the GoPro on top. Now, one thing I have to say about the 5.5, I'm actually surprised that Flyfish Rc released a 5.5 drone because it's not a very popular size. The only other one I can think of that is a 5.5 frame, it is the AOS 5.5. Of course, that was released by Chris Rosser. Chris Rosser made the big deal about this being the perfect size for GoPro. And I would say that kind of was a ridiculous argument, because if you look on YouTube, there is a bunch of people that fly the 5-inch with GoPro 8, GoPro 10, 11, and even 12, and they make some pretty good video with those GoPros. So I think Chris was trying to solve an issue that wasn't really an issue. I do have the AOS 5.5. I enjoy flying that drone. For me, a 5.5 size drone, it's really the size that most people should be using. I mean, if you are just a regular flyer, you know, like a hardcore freestyle flyer, this is the drone for you. I mean, you can see it does do freestyle pretty good. And also, because you're using the 5.5-inch props, you can actually use bigger battery on this guy, so you can get longer flight time. On this one, as I said earlier, I'm using a 1200 milliamp hour battery, but I would say I could easily put in a 1500 milliamp battery and I'm still gonna be able to fly and fling this thing around as you see me doing. And I think that's pretty much what I have to say for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm gonna let you finish the flight, see my crazy flying, and of course, guys, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I will see you on the next one.